with some Halloween safety tips. Andy Crouppen of Brown and Crouppen. You're the man to go to.
That's me. I know all about the kids.
Well, this is a weekend that we really need to have a conversation with our kids, as we always do, about what they should do when they are out on the street, if you will. So starting with, don't go into anybody's house. It seems reasonable.
Not without your parents. I think the most important thing is people get so hypersensitive about all the dangers on Halloween. The truth is Halloween has become, because of that, probably the safest day of the year. There are rarely injuries. These myths about poison in the candy.
Yeah.
I was just reading an article. There has never been a child killed on Halloween as a result of tainted candy or razor blades in their apples. That's what this article said. They said it happened one time, a poisoned pixie stick, but then they found that the father killed the kid for the insurance money.
Oh,
so,
good Lord.
Yeah, so
okay.
As long as you can trust your parents, no. I think these are safety tips that are good to know. These are safety tips that we should probably be spreading out the other 364 days of the year. But no, use common sense.
And it's common sense to be careful when you cross the street.
Right.
But here's what you have to think about, because on Halloween, a lot of people are driving their kids. So it's not just people walking. There are a lot of cars out that night.
There are. There are a lot of cars. And I think that instinctually as a driver, at dusk, you see a lot of kids. I think just you automatically slow down. But people should be careful of Friday and Saturday night. There are probably going to be a lot of kids out trick-or-treating because Halloween's not till Sunday, so you'll probably get it all weekend. Be careful. People are going to be in costume. Not just kids out on Friday and Saturday night. There are going to be grown-ups out who
are
for
partying.
some reason, are still doing Halloween.
Hanging out, absolutely.
But be careful of that. It's a fun weekend. It can be dangerous, but it's mostly the safest weekend of the year.
We live, like a lot of people do, on a cul-de-sac. And I remember one year the street light in front of our house was out. So it was very dark. And I thought, are your kids walking down this dark street? And they were, but they were with their parents.
Right. And that's the nice thing. There are so many people out. Most kids are in packs of kids.
As you should be, right?
Yeah, younger kids are with their parents. So I don't want to put this, what do they call it? Now they had a name. Oh, stranger danger.
Oh,
you don't want to overdo that for Halloween, but just use common sense. Stay in packs. Don't go into a house. But you wouldn't do that on any random Saturday. If you're going into a house, be with your parents, be in a pack of kids. Sometimes people invite people in. I remember in my neighborhood there was a guy who did bobbing with apples, and the whole house was full, and they had food and
but we knew that person,
environment. Right? Don't go into a stranger.
We do have advice for parents though, and that if you're doing a costume that night, and most people are, make sure they can see.
They can see, it's always, well, make sure the costume's not too tight because you want them to be able to, oh, wait, hold on. It can't be too loose because now they're going to trip. Just like any day, make sure that the clothing that your kids are wearing is something that's not going to make them trip. Obviously, I can't imagine somebody dressing their kid up in clothing so tight they can't breathe, but be careful of that. And
flashlights, those kinds of things.
Have a flashlight. It's dark outside. It's a good idea to have at least somebody in the group having a flashlight, or everyone. I've seen them giving out light sticks. But yeah, the masks, when you're crossing a street and you can barely see, lift your mask up before you cross the street, or make sure the eye holes are big enough so your kids are safe and aren't going to trip over
Right, and by the way, if you live in Belleville, over the age of 12, you cannot trick-or-treat in Belleville. So that's the policy. That's the policy in the city of Belleville. We should have started there, apparently, with your reaction. Yes.
I say we revolt.
Let's
go to Belleville.
The mayor feels that 8 o'clock at night, you've got 17-year-old, 6-foot-tall teenagers coming to the door with a mask on. People are frightened, so they have outlawed.
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea.
There you go.
I'm with them now.
An attorney moved back from his position in 10 seconds.
What sounded so scary?
Good to see you.
Likewise.
If you have a legal question for Brown and Crouppen, email us at greatday.